What's going on, ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages, Joker back again, once again, and today we're going to discuss whether Season of the Chosen stuck the landing or not. For those of you who do not know, because every video is somebody's first, with the release of the Strike the Proving Ground, the utter destruction of the Cabal champion, and the armistice reached between the Cabal Empire and humanity, the main plot of Season of the Chosen has come to an end. And honestly, I'm fine with that. One of the biggest issues, narratively speaking, with seasons in the past has been trying to stretch out a month or two of episodic content into 4 months. And personally speaking, I've never been one of those people that needs new content every time I log into Destiny. More so if the attempt to stretch that content out hurts the overall product, which traditionally it has. Season of the Chosen is a much more tighter in scale and refined story than we normally see. It has weight, it has impact, it has character development, and it even has a bit of consequence. It's a good story told fantastically, and all the surrounding content like the Presage mission benefit from the more focused scope of Season of the Chosen. Season of the Chosen is the benchmark by which we should hold all Season Pass narrative content to going forward.
But Joker!
I hear your shrill, tremulous voices cry out.
Destiny 2 Season 14 doesn't launch until May 11th, 2021. What will we do until then?
While roughly 2 months between content sounds bad, that's not really accurate. We have Guardian games coming up, which will cross that bounty grinding bridge when we come to it. More so if nothing has changed, but also hashtag Titan Master Race. We've also got some pretty decent loot to chase with things like Bottom Dollar and Palindrome, or some of the Trials loot. RNGesus has been fairly kind to me in search of my god rolled Igneous Hammer, which technically speaking I have 3 god rolls of, but I don't have my god roll of. I know. Cry more, right? On top of that, I don't think we've seen everything from the Presage mission. Like, I don't know, the Crown of Sorrows that's just kinda sitting there underneath the platform we find the dead Guardian at. But hey, whose details and why are we fucking them? On top of that, I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real honest. I don't know about you, wonderful ladies and gents, boys and girls, guardians of all ages, but the episodic content has never been why I log into Destiny like 6 days out of a week. I play PvP, run some Nightfalls, farm some loot. Plus, on top of all of that, I assume we'll have some sort of narrative heralding or lead up to the next season. So I'm not terribly bothered by the fact that Season of the Chosen story has basically ended. And hey, if there's a lot of downtime, that'll give us time to talk about the lore or stream some more, so win-win. Anyways, for those of you who remain to wish unspoiled, the short answer is yeah, I like Season of the Chosen, if that wasn't clear. And people say I'm a Destiny hater and can't give credit where credit is due. What have they to say now? And now we move on to the spoiler part of the video. So those of you who do not want spoiled on the nitty-gritty details of what happens in the ending of the season, leave now or forever hold your peace. So while I've already praised Season of the Chosen in kind of a general, a roundabout way, let's go ahead and dive into the strike and story itself. Now, of course, we pick up from last week's story, where Zavala has challenged Keitel to ritual combat.
I demand a trial by combat.
Now, as one might suspect, we the Guardian get sent as humanity's champion.
But you know how that song and dance goes. Huh?
This is where I've seen some people have an issue with the narrative. Basically, why would Keitel, the supposed military genius, take a challenge that was, for all intents and purposes, a foregone conclusion? I mean, we're immortal god killers, and her champion is just another big Cabal dude. My theory is that basically after negotiations pretty much broke down and we started annihilating her potential war council, she needed a way to bow out of the conflict but still save face with the Cabal Empire. On top of that, it probably didn't hurt that we took out any rivals for her throne. That might take umbrage with her allying with humanity instead of conquering them. This makes the most sense to me, and it would be a smart political move on Keitel's part. As for the strike itself, it's short, it's sweet, I've casually beaten it in like, 8 minutes, so it's easily digestible, but also probably one of the better strikes in the game. You start out storming the gates, that's really fun, you fight a mini-boss, that's pretty fun, you get into the tank, do some puzzles, then you fight some mini-tanks inside the land tank because yo dog, I heard you like tanks inside your tanks, so I put tanks inside your tanks so you could fight tanks while you're storming a tank. Then you go into an arena and fight the Cabal champion. And I literally laughed my ass off when he came out like this was some WWE shit. He even has badass boss music. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I love everything about it. It's so cringe, but so amazing. There's not much to this fight, but at the same time, you have to remember this is not the playlist version, nor is it the Nightfall version. So I assume there'll be some more mechanics, maybe probably some added champions or something like that when it does become a Nightfall. All in all, the strike's good. I enjoyed it. But moving right along, after defeating the champion, this of course brings us to the signing of the Armistice, where an assassination attempt is made on Zavala's life, and we see both Crow and Keitel step in to save him. I like this cinematic because I think the story of Crow's unmasking and the subsequent parallel to Cade and Aldrin versus Crow being on the ground and Zavala lifting him up because of who he is, not who he was, is really strong. I love it. However, do have a minor grievance here. Just a teeny tiny itty bitty, just a minor nitpick. There seems to be a civil war going on within the Bungie narrative team about how to actually kill a ghost. Because one DLC, they can be killed by traditional means. You shoot one, it's dead. That was how it was for most of Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. But then suddenly you need a piece of paracausal weaponry to kill a ghost. And then in Season of the Hunt, they kinda just sorta forgot about that. And now you can permanently kill a Guardian by temporarily disabling its ghost. Which honestly makes more sense than the whole, you need a super special awesome piece of paracausal weaponry to do it. But at the same time, why just not kill the ghost? Why not just snipe the ghost with a normal sniper bullet? Because in Season of the Hunt, we established that you can kill ghosts just normally, but then we unestablished it for some reason after establishing it in a way that was stupid and like a one-off. And I understand why they did it this way, because you can't really kill Zavala or Zavala's ghost in a DLC. That would be stupid, kind of almost like killing Sagira in a DLC, but details. But I just think the whole Zavala second assassination attempt is a little convoluted. Like, somebody tried to assassinate him already. Why the fuck is he standing around with his ghost hanging out like, like, they had to know that somebody was gonna try something, but narratively speaking, they still have to get from point A to point B. I just wish they did it a little less convoluted. That said, the narrative build-up to the revelation of who Crow was to Zavala, albeit messy, annoying, I wish they could have written around it a bit more, does pay off. So this is a conceit I will grant because the payoff is worth it. All in all, I stand by what I said in my last video. Season of the Chosen is the gold standard by which seasonal content should be compared to. Did it start off kinda weak? Was it a slow burn? Absolutely. But as far as episodic content, overall, it told a great story. Sure, Horde mode number 5372 left a lot to be desired, but the exotic quest and the strike more than make up for it, along with all the other improvements that this season brought, like loot to chase and a nerf to stasis. I really do hope that Season of the Chosen marks a turning point for the state of Destiny, and it's not just a one-off. But, like always, those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. Remember to like, but only if you did, subscribe for more. Feel free to donate to my Patreon if you're feeling particularly generous, and above all else, stay frosty.